something that you touched upon, which I think is a great point, is like when you're in school now, school is the time when you start picking up on different sports. You hopefully get that exposure where you learn different sports. So like Rishabh and I, we went to St. Mary's, a school in Mumbai, and St. Mary's is popular for sports. We have a lot of sports out here, largely cricket, basketball, football. But in Mumbai, like even a school like Mary's, which is famous for sports, we didn't have something like rugby. My first introduction to rugby was at Bombay Gymkhana, where I used to go to play football and I used to see people play rugby. So like for kids growing up, like you're from Pune, so maybe you can give us your experience from Pune, or because you've traveled so much. For kids growing up, when it comes to rugby, like what's the way into rugby? Is there a good school system where there are inter-school tournaments and there are a lot of schools playing rugby, or is it clubs? Like how do kids get into the sport?
I'm talking from 2009 because that's when I joined the sport. But that time it was largely club. It was a club culture that, if you know about a club, you join it and that's when your journey begins. And then, a national tournament is organized and then you get an exposure to play, or invitational tournaments and you get an exposure to play. But now the scene has changed so much in the past 12 years that now the schools are playing rugby. Rugby has been involved in the School Games Federation of India. So a lot of schools find it beneficial to pick up a new sport because the kids can move fast ahead within that, the journey upward. So a lot of kids get attracted, like, they're not doing well in football, but they're fast. So they come into rugby and they are much better players at rugby. And then, suddenly they find themselves playing for the Maharashtra team, or suddenly they find themselves playing for the Pune district team, which in a game like football or, let's just say a 100-meter race, you're in a bigger crowd and you're just one speck in all of that. Whereas when they start playing rugby, they've already started much above many people. So that is what attracted a lot of kids to play the sport in the first place. And the fact that it is a part of the SGFI, they get benefits, like if they perform well, they get whatever marks in school, and they get preference in terms of their admissions in schools. Which
so is it like a sports quota kind of a thing?
So it's not a sports quota. It is an affiliation. So the state has an affiliate, like at least speaking of Maharashtra state, the Rugby Association of Maharashtra has an affiliation to the School Games Federation of India. So when they're affiliated, all schools in Maharashtra now, when they play rugby, they can have an inter-school tournament. Then, the best school represents the district. Then the best district teams are put together. The best players are formed to make a national team. And then that's how you climb up the ladder in that form. And you make it to the top, and then you get benefits in terms of marks for students. I mean, that's what matters to them, right?
Yeah.
And also then prestige and honor, and these things just come, these are the non-quantifiable things. And then, a kid gets attracted to that kind of success. So this is how now people can join rugby. Now, what happens when so now a child can, so also rugby is involved in the All India University Games. So the kid can play rugby from age 14, they can get into it and play all the way till age 24, if I'm correct, till the university games. And then they can play Khelo India University Games. So 14 to 24 is 10 very, very important years for them. And they can do it while they're in the schooling system. And then after that, if they still wish to continue, they can join the club. Or they can already join the club while they are in school.
That's what it seems like now rugby is well integrated in the system. You can start from school and go all the way up. So that's great for the sport, because considering how you started to where it is progressed now, I think that's fantastic.
Absolutely. And also the thing is that I lost my thought, but the fact that a child can play from 14 to 24 while being in a system, not worrying about any extra thing to worry about. Like, okay, school's done, now I have to go for rugby. It's not like that. It's within school, I am playing rugby.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing. Yeah.
It's almost a reminder of sort of a US sports system, right? Where you play in college,
Absolutely.
you continue to play in college kind of thing. So it's within a broader system, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and within the colleges also, they have this, if you're a good player, because after school, you can choose which college you want to go to. Colleges scout for talent. And they say that, we're going to try and form the best rugby team from players across the state and give them scholarships, sports scholarships. So that's like the give and take of it.
That's really so. Vahbiz, just for curiosity of our viewers and other, others who are interested in rugby, what are some of the big colleges in India for playing rugby who kind of hand out scholarships? What are some of the big colleges?
Oh, wow, I wouldn't know it on top of my head, but there's Chandigarh University in Chandi. If it's in Delhi, I'm not sure. But there's Chandigarh University, there's Delhi University, there is in Maharashtra, there is Shivaji University. It's in Bombay, I believe. And so these are the main ones I know of.
Okay.
So these, and which is that other one? Guru Nanak Dev University. Guru Nanak Dev University is huge for sport in general. So any kid looking at gaining a sports scholarship and doing their studies alongside, just without any doubt, just contact Guru Nanak Dev University.